Hey everybody, it's Tim at Doc's Autos and we are back, and as you can see we've had some big updates with the shop project. So let's kind of back up a little bit and I'll show you how we got to where we are today. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, how are we doing? It is Tim and we have walls. Check this out. Concrete guys, crew over at Plumber Concrete just wrapped up pouring our walls this afternoon. About 3 trucks worth of material, and they look good. They got the anchor bolts set in. Those all look pretty square and upright. So hopefully we'll be good to go for mounting our columns. So really, shucks, not going to traipse around here too much, but we definitely brings the building a little more into perspective for size. Show you a few pictures we took with the drone right here, and you can definitely see back where the columns are for the lean-to. All of our blockouts for the door openings. You can see these little there we go, look at, there's one there. So since the building's 1 foot above grade, the walls, these will all be have a foot recess in them, so that we can put our door jambs in there for our entries, for the overhead doors and the people doors, and of course all the horsey doors in the back. Man, these guys came in here Tuesday afternoon, unloaded everything, all these forms and supplies. Yesterday on Wednesday, they just ransacked the place and got all the forms in place, and all but truing up some of the last bits this morning, and they poured at noon today. And short of a little spillage here and there, I think this was a pretty successful pour. Everything looks to be lined up. See, you've got the anchor bolt templates there. A little bit of spillage there. May have been a little leftover goop in the truck, I think. Maybe an extra half a yard, who knows. But then we've got all these big concrete pads you can see on the backside too. So those are where all the support columns end up for our 16-foot sidewalls. So definitely is built strong. You can see way up there in the distance all the parts that'll end up coming back down here very shortly. So these walls get to sit for about a week or so, and then we'll do some backfilling from the dirt, and then I'll at least be able to start moving stuff down the hill where they get placed. And then whenever we get our weekend lined up for gracious friends to come and help us, we'll be able to go ahead and get this erected. And I may be able to go ahead and get started a little ahead of time, getting a couple of the smaller columns up for the lean-to side of things, and maybe that first set of bays erected and braced, at least on the back side. So when we've got more help coming in, we can fly in the roof columns, or the roof trusses, whatever you want to call them, beams. And I can do stuff like get those assembled on the ground, get everything placed, so it's just a matter of standing everything up with the telehandler and bolting everything down. I make it sound so simple, don't I? Just bolt it together and put it together. Yeah, just like that, right? Anyways, the crew is here today. They took down all of their forms, and we are left with what looks like a castle for the Lollipop Guild. These actually are where our door openings are, and there's an extra 4 inches. Here there's 16 inches right now because there is the 4-inch cap that goes over the entryways. So all of our doorways will get those caps placed once the building is up and the door jambs are in. Otherwise, everything else here looks really good. You know, they were in and out of here in about 2 hours this morning, 3 hours at max, getting everything cleaned up and out. So now we just have the fun time of waiting for about a week, and then we'll be able to backfill the dirt against the walls. As I said here, we're not able to really compact it yet, but once the walls have set for about a month, we can go ahead and drive around these edges a little bit more. But for doing the building, we've got the telehandler, so we don't really need to get right up next to the building with anything of any consequence. We've got the skyjack, which we can articulate around as well and move around. So we don't really have a need to get right up next to the building with anything other than a person. Walk back here. And here, remember, is this wall that's going to be a little more exposed due to the grade. So right here, we'll go down 18 inches instead of 12. So where the driveway is here, this will be roughly the height of the land here. A little bit of a negative grade away from the building, but this gives us a nice place to park a trailer, extra vehicles, whatever. UPS guy can turn around, park, whatever. And then we have our other columns here, our piers for the lean-to. So if you look down, these should all be nice and straight. They all look straight to me. How about you? What can you see? Not a lot, right? We'll grab a string and see how they're placed in time, and I guess we'll see where they are. So do I want to grab a string and see how they are, or should I just wait? I think I'll just wait, because if they're not perfectly squared up, I'll be crabby about it for the next few weeks. But just looking down the line, everything here does look pretty well lined up. And the same for the walls. I mean, you're not going to be able to get a perfect line of sight, but I don't see anything sticking out horrendously wrong or out of line between the front and the back. So we're just going to go with the assumption that everything is as it should be and that the building is flawless, right? Right. That's the mindset I'm taking, because it's Friday afternoon and that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So you can check out a little bit of the drone footage here from overhead today after they took all their forms down, so you can again get a good idea of the size of the building. It's big, 50 by 80. We couldn't have gone a whole lot bigger, just due to the space we have to work with. So 50 by 80 it is. So as I was saying, with the extra exposed wall here, this will end up being relatively flat, and we'll have plenty of room for people to park, trailer, whatever. I'm not sure how much of this area we're going to turn back into pasture. If you can see a fence post right there, that was the end of the original pasture, and it ran up to the post on the far end of the field here. So we did eat into some of our grazable pasture a bit, but that's what we kind of had to do. So if we can get a little more pasture back over here, that'd be great. If not, that's what it is. Otherwise, for now we're going to leave you with this little clip. That is it for now. We'll be back probably not for a few weeks, as we've got to get everything backfilled and moved and prepped for assembly, but I'll try and include some little clips here and there as I start the pre-assembly process, so you can just kind of check out what we're doing. Again, we are on Instagram too as Doc's Autos, and Facebook, so check those out, like them, and of course like and subscribe here. That tells YouTube that we're good folks and we show up in more people's videos and searches. So for now, stay safe and see you in the next video. Bye bye.